the journey, right? You start with the spring pedal, which is the G29 pedal. Then you move over to a load cell that actually has a sensor measuring pressure, right? And now we have something new in the technology that can improve that. But I'm not telling you to go out, run, and buy an active pedal, That's something top end. And what you're doing is you're like, okay, how do I customize the pedal to make it feel better for me? And you're in that. Hello and welcome to the Chicane Podcast, where we discuss all things in the sim racing world. I'm your host, Jason Rivera, and I'm joined here by Mr. Eric Kelly and Jeff Smart. How's everybody doing today? That was the hardest intro.
But I saw you trying to keep it together.
You guys were joking around as the seconds were counting down. You can't do that, man.
Hey,
professional.
You're
That's our job, man. That's our job. You professional.
It sounds like everybody's in a good mood. So how's everybody? How's it going, guys? Update me. What's going on?
It's going good, man. Trying to survive these allergies, man. This pollen is out.
Yeah. It keeps attacking different people at different times. And then it attacks your kids and they bring it right back to you. So
yeah, we were actually out in the ocean the other day and I saw a big line of it. It's all like pollen building up, and you can see it out in the water.
You can. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Man, all right.
Even out here in Hawaii.
So we got some content being brewed up for Smart Living. Is that right?
True statement. Smart Living YouTube channel. We got a new video dropping.
Awesome, bro. Nice. Guys, don't forget to check that out. I'll leave the links again to Jeff's channel. Show him some love and support on the distant end, on the fishing end.
I appreciate it. Yeah.
All right. So let's go over some announcements here and get right into it. The Wind Sims. I promised a video about Wind Sims. Just bear with me. I am doing the research on that. We're a week at a time podcast, and I couldn't get it done this week, but I promise that is coming. And the new bamboo printer just got released that I will not be purchasing.
No, that's pricey. yeah, it looks cool as hell.
Yeah, it looks crazy.
It looks crazy. But it's actually a good announcement because it's good for the future of the company. It means that we're progressing, right? There's revisions made to the AMS system. I know we're not a 3D printing podcast or channel, but just telling you, you do not need an H2D. I can promise you that.
So it depends.
Oh, here we go.
And the reason why I say that is it depends on how much you make, right? So 3D printing, easily it's going to be the best 3D printer that Bamboo has ever made.
Yeah, definitely.
Like, they've just been iterating, and literally it's like they've been reading our minds, like, oh, I wish this was different, wish that was different. From a 3D printing standpoint, it's the best they've made. Biggest bed, all that stuff, dual nozzle. But if you are looking into laser engraving or cutting, or cut and print, or any of that stuff, it might be something to look at. Because I don't know if you've ever heard of it, but my wife was asking about a Glowforge, which is a laser engraver and cutter. And she has a Cricut where she cuts and prints and does vinyl labels and stickers and all that stuff. Those are, depending on which one you buy, you could spend, a couple.
This is geared to specific,
But all it does is that, and it's kind of weird the way it does it. But when she mentioned the Glowforge, those start at $700, and to get a 40-watt laser Glowforge, it is $4,500.
Oh,
just for you said $4,500.
$4,500, and that's not even their top tier. That's just like getting into their top tier. So that's why I say, like, the laser cutting piece. When I saw that, my eyebrows went up. I was like, "That's different." Like, I wonder how it compares to a Glowforge, because that would be a huge undercut.
I mean,
it just depends.
If you have someone like your better half that needs the machine, hint, hint. But I'm just saying, because you might be able to benefit from that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I don't blame you on that point. I don't blame you there.
Hey, I'm the wheels are spinning, man. I'm like, hey, we could all
We can all just get along. I
We
promise.
don't need a lot of things, but here they are.
I'm telling you.
All
Yeah,
right. Well, yeah. Go ahead, Eric. My bad.
nah, but yeah, that was just my.
But at 3,500, I think I'm pretty good at this point. I think I'm pretty good
Oh,
for
yeah,
for the top tier. It has a dual nozzle and stuff, but honestly, I I saved money by purchasing two of them than the price of one. Like even after purchasing
Definitely.
two of them. But again, if you want to go wild, it's out there. It's available. And that's all I have. Let's pass this over to Eric to see how was your week. I'm pretty sure you're excited to reveal something here on the show.
Yes,
And I'll let
sir.
you have it, man. Let's
Yeah.
hear it.
So my week, I thought I wasn't gonna get the race this week because kids are on spring break. Went to Chattanooga earlier this week, had a blast, and I guess I was just in a groove. Came back, everybody, the house is quiet, and I got to run some laps and messed around and won my first race in iRacing.
Wow,
The
bro.
man.
And you got your certificate too, right?
I got the certificate. And
how'd I feel?
Hey, look, I was shocked because when I tell you I was just like in a zone, and also I'm gonna be a little honest, I was racing a little late at night, and the lobby probably was a little bit less.
No. We don't
That's
need
the time we race.
No,
don't
no.
shortchange me when I race.
No, we don't need it. Well, not anymore. I'm mostly on the GRL, but
Yeah,
you won your first race.
Yeah, I won my first race.
I don't
and
care
also,
against who. I don't care. It's
What
an
class?
official.
Come on.
So I got my D license. I'm trying to grind to get my C. I've got the safety rating. I just have to get the NPR or whatever.
Oh, the race.
You just need to participate, bro. That's it.
Yeah, so that's the piece I'm trying to do. Had some issues with iRacing, but
you'll get some. You'll get the in-season promotion then, I'm sure.
Yeah. So I did that, but also the way that I did it, I was qualified on pole position, and I led 9 of the 10 laps. So it was like complete domination.
My man says, "Hey, let me ask you a question."
He said domination.
How nervous were you on that last lap?
Oh, I was shaking in my boots, man. I was shaking in my boots.
Did you have to wipe? Did you have to wipe after? I mean, come on.
I wiped the forehead. That was about it. Wipe the forehead. That was.
And did you do it in VR or did you do it on a single monitor?
No, I've been doing single monitor. Even on GT7 here lately, I've been doing single monitor.
Okay, I mean, hey, whatever floats your boat.
Well, it's the information. Like until GT7, if you're trying to be fast, VR is amazing, immersive, immersion wise. But just being able to glance up and see what the guy ahead of me, the time to him, the
tools,
the guy behind me,
the tools, yes,
just having that information is priceless if you're trying to be aware of what's going on.
See, we need to get that blended reality. That way we can do both. And that will fix the problem right there. You just bridge them both.
Yeah, I know. Jason, go ahead.
I'm working on it. I'm working on it.
Hey, listen, man, listen. I wish.
Hey, Jeff, if you got it, man, that's fine too.
I'm working on it, dude.
Yeah, Jeff.
There's not a lot of like how-tos to do this stuff. There's a dude who shows video of some badass stuff, and he's like, I ain't telling anybody how to do this.
You've been refreshing that page, huh?
I was on it today.
Oh
man. Hey, real quick. I just want to give a shout out to the man, the what do you call it? What should I call him? The head honcho, the legend, Michael Pagliaro from the Sim Racing Den for hooking a brother up with a what side is it? Sim Racing setups.
Hoodie. Looks good, dude.
It's got my name on it right here.
Oh, nice.
And it's got my number. So GRL folks, 22 is
1
mine. I know that belongs to an admin, but at my show on the Chicane Podcast, 22 is mine, bro. And I'm like,
that whatever number you want in here, man.
Guys, check out Sim Racing Setups group on Facebook. 130,000 plus members sharing all kinds of innovation ideas and support. And we're all part of the group too. So if you share something there, we're probably most likely gonna see it and we'll hit like. Just tag us at Chicane Podcast or something. Let us know.
Yeah, definitely.
So shout out to Mike. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. So Jeff, how was your week, brother? Tell me about it.
Dude, mine was good. I had like a moment the other day. So I'm like, oh, like F1 season starting. And I'm like, oh man, like I wonder if they've opened up the tickets for Singapore. So I jump on there and I'm like, hey, like I had an awesome experience last time I went. I think we put together a little video.
Yes.
Last time.
Guys,
So
we need to check. You need to check this video out. I think we released it early. It was way early in the Chicane Podcast's life. If you may, you need to look at. There's some funny things in there too. It's really awesome. And
so if you're curious about going, if you're curious about going to F1 race, like give it a watch. It was an awesome experience. But anyways, so I digress. So I was looking for tickets to see if they had released them.
You want to go back, bro?
Yeah, I want to go back. So I'm sitting there at work looking at this stuff, and I'm looking through this stuff, and I'm like,
no,
there's pictures.
Wait, go back.
Yeah, dude, ready? And these switch.
Wait,
and I'm like, wait a
that's
second.
That's on the official site, though.
Dude,
I know that guy.
Dude, I'm like, wait a second. That's me. I'm like,
look, this is this clown, the freaking podium winner. He was the podium winner in the go-karts too. You guys got to check out that video, man, to see his podium win.
So needless to say, they have like tripled the price from when I went. I'm not going this year.
Holy
yeah, bro. Like they obviously knew that we had got a deal over on them, and they were like, yeah, not so much.
I know, and they saw Jeff there. They're like, bro,
exactly. We got guys like this in here. We got to raise the price.
Yeah, hang out with this handsome stud. We got up the price.
We got ballers coming in here. What?
Yeah. So there's like there's one other one that was like my wife was like, yeah, typical. Where is it here?
Which one?
Racing. So there's me waiting in line at the bar.
Oh yeah.
So my wife
checking
was like,
in.
Yeah. Hey, no, that's me getting my money.
Did you beeline to the bar? Tell me you did, bro.
Yeah, bro. That's not even there yet.
It's early in the morning too.
You helping them open the bottles up over there.
It's like a crackathon.
Yeah. So it's just funny, like that. I was. I'm like, I'm at work, and
dude, this is sick.
And I'm like, holy shit! And everybody's like, what? And I'm like, that's me on the F1 page.
We're gonna share the links to that, guys. You want to check out
super
Jeff.
Cool. Yeah. Unfortunately, won't be going this year with the prices going up. So
hey,
you actually look official.
Like, hey,
you look like you work for the team or something. Like you're an official F1 like sponsor.
Man, hey, you guys
you look
my
legit
tickets.
as hell, bro.
Tell them I got to get my tickets. You guys forgot me this year. Go ahead and get me taken care of.
Yeah, what's my email? I didn't get an email. I didn't get a confirmation number. What was that?
Exactly. Yep,
that's a hell of a bro. I would be ecstatic if I.
Yeah, it was super cool. It's super cool. I mean, who cares? In the long run, like whatever. People like whatever. But I think it's cool. I'm on the official F1 page for Singapore. I don't care about it. It's cool. It made my day.
Listen, I mean, hey, that is dope. And whoever says anything is just hating. I mean, that's straight hate, haterade for you.
It was cool.
I think that's dope as hell. I would print those out and put them up on the wall or something. I don't know.
Look,
you're known to do that, Jeff. You play around with the Lightroom
too.
And stuff.
Yeah, I didn't even know they were taking pictures and stuff. I didn't authorize anybody to take my picture.
Right?
You give me free tickets. I can look.
Tell them, hey man, I want $5,000 and avoid a penalty, and I will put the money right back in your pocket because I will be here.
Let's go. We'll call it square.
That's it. We'll send them the link to this video. Don't worry. I'll send it to Toto.
Okay.
Toto will. I got him online too. Don't worry about that.
No, Stevie.
Keep on speed.
All right, man.
All right, let's get into it here.
What a hell of a week for everybody. That's a great week for everybody. So I'm excited. So we're gonna go into the main discussion now. And not today, but apparently maybe less than 48 hours. SimiCube released finally their final version or their candidate release, right? For is the SimiCube tuner. And let's take a look at it right now because it's the easiest way for me to show you guys, right? Just bear with me. And we'll go to the website here. This is the SimiCube page. And there's a video, so you can watch that, of course. Is the tuner 2.5. And it says one for all. And I got like a throwback of some Lord of the Rings, like one for all or one in darkness bind them or some shit like that. I don't know. A nerd moment for me. So It says you can control all your gear in one place. And if you can see this picture back here, you can control, you don't need separate software. Before you would need the True Drive software for SimiCube bases, and then True this tuner for your pedals, but now they united the clans. It's all in one place. And here is the kicker: automatic profile switches
Ooh.
per car per sim. So if you have a pedal
Ooh.
set up for trucking, I already have mine. It knows when I sit in a Peterbilt 389, it switches to my trucking profile. If I jump into a McLaren in iRacing, it goes to my GT3 profile that I made, and a GT3 slash GT4. So then you can see that there was some new profiles added, some esports pedals from a. I'm not going to read these, but they're there if you want to try them. I always say take these with a grain of salt, try them, and then make it yours. Right?
Yeah,
Don't
you
just
said
use. Yeah, go ahead.
you told me like, hey, it's a good starting point to start your tweaking.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's a great reference point for you to see what works for you, because their seating position is different, their pedal angle is different, everything is different. So I'm actually interested about this one down here that says that they have a drifting one, which I haven't seen that yet.
Hmm.
And then it also allows you to customize your LEDs on your wheels, which I'm
We
going
don't
to
need
say it
that
here.
stuff.
Shout out to DNR.
We don't need that stuff.
Yeah.
You don't need that
We got
stuff.
friends in high places.
Yeah, check out Danny
Exactly.
Newman Racing for all your LED needs and now dashboards.
Yes, sir.
So
We love him, even though he's a McLaren fan.
I love McLaren, bro. McLaren is cool too.
They are
Piastri,
good. They are good.
Piastri is becoming I'm becoming a fan here. And then you can see um, basically the connectivity here on how things connect, and that's about it. It's a very short topic. It's just a great tool, and you might not notice this, right? Because if you're just sim racing and you're not looking at headlines, the old software is not getting automatic updates no more. So it's not like, oh, I'm going to get a notification to tell me to update the software. No, this is a totally different software that you have to install, and then they will import all your previous data into it. And from then on, you don't need that previous software. And this isn't a placebo effect, but we just raced today at Monza, and Mike from the Sim Racing Den was there, and so was our boy Neil, the top shotter. You all know him from the last episode. And we all noticed an increase in fidelity. For some reason, they did something to that wheel where I actually had to turn the forces down. Um, so which was kind of interesting. And the pedals too, they did something. They did something that was fine-tuned. They finally released the release candidate because this software has been in beta since the pedals came out, and they've been improving it like every month. So I, for one, avoided the beta because I use my rig every week for racing, and I need things to work. I don't need a bug to happen, and I lose the brakes on the sim. It's gonna make me upset. So when they finally said, "Hey, this is ready to go. It's final software," then I was a little more gave me a little warm and fuzzy to go ahead and try it. So give that
Yeah.
a try.
It it's a little interesting when it was released.
Yes.
Yeah.
Just a little interesting.
Yeah.
Like just, hey, somebody else was in the news.
Oh, like Boza, huh?
yeah.
That
Yeah.
it's funny you brought that up. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
What a
SimiCube was
coincidence.
like, yeah, no, we need to get back in
SimiCube
the
is just
headlines.
flexing their arms in
Yeah.
front of Moza, saying, "Well, our shit's done."
Oh yeah. Yeah, they've been waiting in the wings. Like, all y'all are dropping y'all little pedal. Okay, here we go.
Yeah, here you go. Here's
We're
this,
back on
guys.
top.
Have
Exactly.
fun.
The champ
Enjoy.
is here.
Hey, but again, if you're looking at the Moza pedal, and I'm telling you, an active pedal is better than no active pedal. I'll say that.
I can't wait. They got to be starting hitting like the consumers to the the I'll say amateur YouTubers who are just out there,
Our regular Joes, and not the big
paying for their own stuff like like we are, giving their
Right.
opinion on it.
sim racers.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see, and I would love for us to try the hardware. I mean, we're getting close to that. Yes, I would love to give you more data and practical data other than just things that we can speculate on because we don't have the stuff. I mean,
Yeah.
there is a sim racing expo coming in September that the Chicane podcast may or may not attend. So, but if we do, we're gonna be all over that. Trust me, we're gonna be all
Oh
over
yeah.
it. It's gonna be a vlogging. We're gonna have all kinds of stuff set up there.
We're gonna be
But
over that and anything with a motion rig.
anything with
Oh yeah.
emotion.
Oh yeah.
And I'm gonna tell the guy, hey, this shit is too weak. Turn. I need you to max it out, please. Like
Let's say
for real.
my head is still connected to my neck. I need to
Yeah.
turn it up.
Right.
Like,
I don't feel anything. No G's. This is
I'm
not
telling
even
you.
0.1 of a G. What are you doing?
Yeah.
So anyway, that's the
Yeah.
new software. That's my topic for today. Um, the WinSims, again, I'll get back to that on the next iteration of the show. So over to Eric for the next topic.
Yes, sir. So speaking of, SemiCube and brake pedals, just wanted to mostly get you guys' opinion and just kind of, being somebody who's trying to be faster, one of the things that helps you go faster, ironically, are your brakes, right? So the better you are at braking, the more accurate, the more precision, the more consistent you can be, the more on the line, on the edge you can be. And so I wanted to just ask your opinion, Jason. I think I know yours already, about the different braking technologies, right? So there are a
Mm-hmm.
couple, and I'm going to just kind of give share a quick little overview of what the different kind of brake options
Oh,
are
cool.
here. Yeah, so we've got, I think this is what most people are probably running once you get you a nice set of pedals. So
Okay.
I have Sim Magic, so this is something I was looking at for upgrading my kit. Right now, I'm just pure elastomers, and if you don't know what elastomers are, they're pretty much these different,
Rubber.
yeah,
Yes.
rubber discs with a varying hardness, and people combine them in different ways. The reds,
To
I believe,
simulate, yeah,
yeah,
different stages of the break. Yes.
yep, and they're, I mean, they're okay. They're definitely like the entry level to that. Like you have some of these are
Well,
harder,
that's
some of
how
these
we
are
started,
softer.
bro. We
Yeah,
started with springs, then we went over to elastomer. Now we're on an active pedal, which is electric, right?
yeah, yep. And so for me, I'm thinking about seeing, obviously outside of going to like an active pedal or something like that, uh, upgrading to a spring elastomer setup to kind of create different zones in the braking.
Mm-hmm.
And ironically, all of this is to try to emulate different
Pedal feel.
yeah, different pedal feel, which like you said with your active pedal, you already got that. You could dial it up, which is dope. But something that I was curious about that's specific to Sim Magic is show this here. Their hydraulic braking. So they have these kits. They have them for the throttle. They have them for the brake pedal. Um, I don't hear much about them, but in my mind, this combined with like a haptic motor would give you a more realistic brake feel.
I don't.
And I didn't know,
So
Chase.
I don't.
Yeah,
Yeah. I mean,
let's hear from Jeff real quick.
you
But
want my
I
opinion?
got
And
yeah.
something to say after that.
so
Okay.
I have never tried a hydraulic. So this is everything I'm about to say is from what I've read other people doing. It is
Mhm.
I feel like that people will die on the hill to say the active pedal is the best. I've never heard that people say the hydraulic is hands down better than load cell or elastomer.
Okay.
It
Mhm.
my feel is what it is maybe I don't microscopic might not be the right word. Incremental. It's incrementally better. It's not like
Mhm.
generational. It's like an evolution, not a evolution, whatever it is. It's like
Yeah.
a baby step forward, not like
Right.
a revolutionary product to hit the sim world.
Correct. That's a great
Okay.
answer, Jeff. And that I'll piggyback on that because that's exactly what I was gonna say. It's a
Mhm.
technology that was supposed to replace the elastomer, but it didn't take off. And
Okay.
a lot of pedal makers don't make this no more. They moved away from hydraulic, And it's because a lot of them leak after a while, and it
Mm.
is known, it's like it's the same thing with that hydraulic e-brake. They put a hydraulic thing on it, and it's like, okay, but it's just stiffer. It's just stiffer. It's a smoother action, but it's very increment. Like Jeff said, it's a very you're looking at diminishing returns for the money spent, right?
Yeah.
I would not steer anyone to go this route, even if you only had money for or budget for a basic set of pedals. I would
Mm.
say save your money, learn proper brake technique, and set the pedals up the way you want using elastomers. Um, it's
Okay.
a tried and true. Um, Now there are pedals that have angle sensors instead of pressure,
Yeah.
so that's another option too. But again, it's not perfect. It's not one to one. It's not, how do you say this? It's not, you're still using elastomers behind that. You know what I'm trying to say? And I'll
I
have
got
something to say about elastomers here in a second, but I'll let you continue, Eric.
you.
It's a
Okay.
good topic though. I like this topic.
Yeah, and like I say, being I've only ever had one set of pedals, and the one of the draws outside of the pricing, and they just look cool and well made for the money.
Yeah.
Were some of the upgrade options. And to your point, Jeff, I see the hydraulics and I'm like, that looks cool. It sounds like it would kind of emulate what I have in the car, right? But you don't hear anybody raving about, oh yeah, I upgraded to the hydraulics and it made a world of difference.
Made me
And it,
faster.
Like I
Yeah.
could
yeah,
never go
and
back.
yeah, and that's kind of the to my point earlier about racing on the screen instead of in VR. The VR immersion wise is definitely like hands down worlds beyond just the screen, but to be faster,
Right.
it doesn't add that. And from what y'all are saying, it sounds like that's the case with the
This is a hundred
hydraulic
percent
pedals.
a marketing
Yeah,
thing to make
yeah,
your pedals look in like industrially, like right there you go up right there, you see that
yeah,
when
yeah,
people start inverting pedals with this thing,
yeah. It's
anything that
crazy.
goes loose in there, you got oil all over
Oh, that's a good point.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
exactly what I was alluding to about it. Some people have been issues of it leaking,
Mm,
so
okay, that's good to know. Because like I say, just you're out here and you're looking at the sites and looking at mods and upgrades and it's like that. These have always kind of been out there ever since I got my pedals, but I never heard anything about them.
Take the
So I think I go
180
with
and buy a
my
haptic for your pedal.
there
I
you
think you'd be
go,
happier in the long run.
or save the 180.
Or just save
Oh,
it, yeah. But I'm just saying,
save
if you're
it.
going to spend 180 add-on for pedals, I'd get the
If I'm not mistaken, I think
get
they're
you
the
two
only
haptics.
ones
yeah.
they're the only ones still pushing this,
You
right?
might be right.
Because Houston Bell doesn't
Mm,
push them. I don't think I'm talking like top end pedals. Obviously, SimiCube doesn't push them. Moza doesn't push them.
yeah,
Um, they all went and they moved over to the newest, the new technology, which is the active pedal. And
yeah,
so,
yeah. So what I'll do is I'm gonna go with the $17
yeah.
uh
So you have more
kit.
customization. Yeah, of
Yeah.
course.
And I feel like this will kind of address my needs of being able to create different braking zones and braking fields.
So the whites are the softest ones, and you use that to create this the spongy in the beginning, the spongy feel.
Hmm.
And your reds are your hardest ones. I would.
Yeah,
There's different. I think there's a page if you scroll down that tells you what the recommended.
There it
Try the
is.
third. Try the third one down.
this
No, no, no.
one
Keep going.
or
Keep going. Two more. There we
oh
go.
yeah, some of the different
Yeah, if you want to simulate a GT4, then it's telling you to combine the spring or
Oh, check that
whatever.
out.
Yeah, they have a guide for you, which is kind of cool.
Again, starting point,
yeah,
and then you got
Yes,
to do what works for you.
yeah,
exactly.
yeah. I need a little more. I get to a point where I'm
But
seeing the
again,
braking. That's the
that's
problem.
that's the thing right here. Let's say you installed something for a GT3 and
Mhm.
then you want to drive Formula, that brake is tuned now for Formula. So now you got to get on your knees. Now you got to get on your
Yeah.
knees, unscrew the shit, get all the things out, put them back in, look up the chart. There's a benefit to having an active pedal. Um,
Oh yeah.
so you can have 100 pedals with one
Yeah.
set of pedal, or an infinite amount of pedals with a single pedal. That's
Yeah.
that's that's
And so
kind
your
of
your knees don't hurt.
that's the candy right there.
Yeah.
It's candy.
Knees, back.
So I will say this about elastomers: not so much springs, even though springs go weak, they
Mhm.
weaken after a while.
Mhm.
Elastomers have a tendency of losing their, um, they just get weak. Same thing, they get weak after a while.
Yeah.
And when
I'm a,
you,
I'm a
for
3D print some.
yeah, like if you want to, there you go, you 3D print a TPU. I don't know, man.
I don't
Put
know either.
putting 200 pounds of
Yeah.
pressure on that, you're gonna
Yeah.
break something.
We'll see Jeff in the wall and we'll know why.
So if you look at elastomers, right, when they start to go,
Mhm.
when they're new, everything's fine. Well, not soon. I mean, very soon after, like maybe a few months of use, and some sooner than others. Let's say a car tends to lock up at 83%, for
Mhm.
example. This is just a simple example of iRacing.
Mhm.
83% tire locks. So you want to stay within the margins of the highest break point, 80%, 79, 78. Um, and then you trail off of that, right? After you get to your max point. So here's the thing: with elastomers, you can hold 80, but when the elastomer starts to get old, your foot starts seeping down
Yeah.
automatically. And it the pressure just doesn't have a consistent pressure. It can go up, it can go down, it can go sideways. That's the problem that, I think Race Beyond Matter had a great explanation on that. And mm, it kind of steered me to wait for something different, right? That's not, elastomer, even though it's
Yeah.
relatively cheap to replace an elastomer as we're looking at it here.
Yeah.
Um, but still, it's a decision you have to make. That's my take on elastomers.
Yeah. And that makes sense. And that's the overall is, you got to start somewhere. Elastomers and springs are good, easily replaceable.
Yes,
The hydraulics are essentially kind of a gimmick.
it's a gimmick.
Essentially, yeah. So that's good info to have because, like I said, I've got a haptic. Active pedal obviously is a whole nother stratosphere of pricing, and so in your mind you're like, well, something else might be a middle ground, but I think really just for consistency and speed.
If you want
Uh,
to get faster, I
yeah,
think that's the way, because you can modulate the brake and it's always the same number and you have nothing to worry about things getting loose or getting weak. It's electric. It's an electronic motor that measures pressure.
yeah. I definitely
Unless it
believe.
gets struck by lightning.
Oh man,
then
You got bigger problems.
then we got
I'm
bigger
telling
problems,
you,
right?
yeah. Like my rig is smoking. I don't know what's going on. But yeah,
Uh,
just a little quick question and something I've been struggling with.
Yeah, man.
But yeah, man.
Yeah, you're chasing the pedal feel, which is great, right? That's
Mm,
kind of, sorry about that. That's kind of the journey, right? You start with
mm,
the spring pedal, which is the G29 pedal. Then you move over to a load cell that
yeah,
actually has a sensor measuring pressure, right?
mm,
And now we have something new in the technology that can improve that.
yeah,
But I'm not telling you to go out, run, and buy an active pedal. That's something top end. And what you're doing is you're like, okay, how do I customize the pedal to make it feel better for me? And
yeah,
you're in that stage. So it's everything by stages. And nothing needs to happen right this minute. You know what I mean? That's
yeah.
just, you know,
I think that's good advice.
the top
Yeah,
drivers. I'm not telling you that they can't be the top drivers without an active pedal, because they probably don't need one. You know what I mean?
yeah,
To be the top end. Now, if you want to squeeze more time out of your time, then
mm,
that's how you get there. But if you're not
yeah,
hitting top split, with a regular set of pedals, then you might want to consider the purchase. However, convenience, right, is having the ultimate customizable pedal in any sim. And that's where
Hey,
I come. Yeah.
yeah, I mean, maybe Sim Magic will release their active pedal for like $400.
I mean, you got
A
some.
man can dream.
My
A man can
damn, bro,
dream.
cheaper than their own pedals.
Yeah. How much are their one P1000?
$500-$600
Are
right
they?
now.
Yeah.
So yeah, like
I'd
for
imagine
example,
800's their sweet spot for that thing.
you add $600 to a set of pedals, then you add this hydraulic thing. You're looking at close to 800 anyway. So that tech is going away. It's
Yeah,
not
especially 100% where you can get a active pedal from
very close.
Moza for
Yeah.
almost the same price.
Yeah, very
Sim
close to
Magic will
that
definitely
price.
be right there at
Yeah.
it. But something interesting. So the Gran Turismo has their world championships every year, like the fastest drivers from around the world. I think the last time they had them in Canada, they flew them up there. But the setup that they run on, if I'm not mistaken, they don't use load cells. They just use like what is it? Just the sensor, like the Hall sensor pedals.
What?
And they're like super consistent. Like to your point, Jason,
Mm.
like if you're fast on like basic pedals,
Yeah.
then getting these other pedals and customizing them will only help. But if you're slow
Right.
on those, they're not going to make you faster.
Right.
They'll make you
Nothing
more
beats
consistent.
proper braking technique.
Yeah.
If you can brake, if you have the technique, then the hardware is only going to make you even faster.
Yeah.
That's when the hardware makes sense. But if you don't have the braking technique or the discipline or the line or the track or the racecraft, all those things come first before the juicy hardware, the new kid in town, the expensive looking device, because they look cool and everything and they work great for immersion.
Cool as hell.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
But that's the real talk, man. That's the real answer right there. It's you have to take it with a grain of salt sometimes. Those types of you see YouTubers making reviews and they're showing you stuff that you might not need. You know what I'm trying to say? You might not need it.
Yeah. I've been there once or twice.
So like something like a butt kicker, which we keep bugging Eric, a butt kicker is 100% going to make you understand what the car's doing. And if you understand what the car's doing underneath you, another point of reference, you're going to get faster. You're going to be able to save the car when it's about to spin out.
And let's be honest, it is the single best thing for immersion.
It's why I can't be without it. If it broke today, I'm going on buttkicker.com and
100%. Like when it doesn't turn on for whatever reason, like I don't even get out of the pits without knowing. I'm like, something's wrong. Something's wrong. Yeah.
Everything's. I can't race. I'm not. Yeah. I guess I'm not racing tonight. But thankfully, they've been super reliable.
Knock on wood.
Nothing. Not a hiccup. Never. So.
Wow, that's dope.
Yeah.
Yo, mine fell off fell off the mount the other day, like underneath the seat mid race, and it's like bouncing around on a tile floor off the rig and stuff, and I'm like driving trying to unplug it from the amp.
Trying to keep the car straight.
It was a disaster, dude.
That's because you be running some high freaking forces. I bet you. Or what do you call that?
I have it. Yeah, I have for the RPMs of the motor revving because most of the time I do formula, so I like it.
Yeah. That's what's up. All right, so thank you so much, Eric, for that. That's a good, I guess, an updated topic because we have been over breaks before, but now we have new stuff, right? We have new things coming out, and I don't know where you are in your sim racing journey, but there's a lot of options for you now, and it's like overwhelming. A lot of it's getting out of control. Is what's happening. Getting out of control.
It's a good thing.
It's a very good thing.
Yeah.
But that's what we're here for, right? We're here to advise you.
Hey, that's why I asked y'all, man. I've been waiting for weeks to ask y'all this question.
I can either make you spend money or you save money. It's your choice. The choice is yours. But over to Jeff. What you got for us this week, brother?
All right, I got a topic. F1. The season has just started. Time of this recording, we've got through 2 races. We'll talk about that a little bit later. But our favorite game hasn't
No
came
way.
out yet.
No way.
EA's F1, and this year will be 25. So my discussion is, gentlemen, realistically here, what do you hope is going to be in F1 25? I'll go first because I've been complaining about this for all 48 episodes that we've been doing this show. EA, all I'm asking for is a mouse. That's it.
Man,
A mouse.
that's
Wow.
I have
that's a
other
tall
things, but
order, Jeff.
yeah, I'll ask you, gentlemen, like realistically,
You want to know? Ooh,
what are
I'm
you
gonna
guys? Well, or here's a
wait till you hear mine.
you give me 2 things. So, what do you realistically hope is going to be in it, and then what would have to be in it for you to buy it?
Okay,
That's a good question.
Eric, you want to go first, or shall I take the plunge? Let me know.
Yeah,
If
I'll
you're
go
still
first.
thinking.
Well, I'll
Okay.
go first because mine's going to be kind of short and sweet. VR on PS5.
Okay,
That's
VR on
All right.
PS5.
Yeah.
That will make you buy it on PS5.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
I think it's got VR support for PC.
PC.
Yeah.
Yeah, for PC. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay. You ready for this one?
Oh, I'm ready, buddy.
Let's go.
So the one thing I want from EA, and this is directly to EA, no F's given, no straight chaser right here.
Straight no chaser.
Up. Straight no
Exactly.
chaser. EA, I need you to cancel F1 and sell the license to iRacing.
Let's go.
That's what I need you to do right now.
Yeah, I don't think it's gonna happen this year, but I hope so next year.
Because
say give it up.
Even if you put a mouse, even if you add graphics, your physics are trash.
Garbage.
We all know it. Garbage.
Yeah.
And you have all the goodies. You got the career mode, which is great. You got the cars, the graphics, the graphics on the cars and everything else. But your physics are garbage. And no offense to those that play F1. I understand there's a following, there's an esports with that game. But that's what it is. It's a video game. I want a simulator. I want to simulate F1.
I got another gripe with it.
Yeah.
Get in the cockpit.
Get in the cockpit.
Driving above the halo.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's funny.
Oh yeah,
that's cheating.
terrible.
That's not driving. That's a video game.
And it's weird, man. It's like an offset camera too. It's like off to the side, and
yeah, I think people do it because they can see more around the car. They're higher, can see the corners. But it's a video game-esque.
You know what would make me try it? I'll tell you. If you want to keep F1 and you want to keep it relevant, we need a complete overhaul. Whoever's working for you, fire him right now. And whoever's or her, sorry, or they, them, whatever, all of it. Anybody that's working for them. I need an overhaul in everything: your tire model, your suspension, and the physics, everything, and a proper triple screen support, so that way my mirror doesn't look like that on my left monitor or something like that, because it's all stretched out. Looks like ass. Sorry, there's no other word. This just looks bad, Oh,
that sucks.
So here's some data points. It does come out for early access on May 27th. So we got a bit of time, about 2 months, which is weird because it came out in like mid to late February for 24. It's like,
I know,
bro, like you lost all the momentum that like actual F1 had is at the beginning of the season.
And it's not like they're doing anything. The game is done. It's just sitting in they're not doing anything to this game.
You go to the website, right? And this is their features.
That's
Breaking Point 3. My team 2.0.
Okay.
And more to be revealed.
We know what's revealed.
Bruh.
Come on.
Nothing about tire models. Nothing about driving.
Nothing.
Hey, they said they're not even blowing smoke this year. They were blowing all that smoke last year about the physics and all of that.
bro,
determined that was
and
a
they got
lie.
Lewis Hamilton all over it, like they're
Oh, of
trying to,
course.
like just
That's the celebrity. They have to
Jason.
have him.
Oh, yeah.
I think you smoked it out of the park. Just give it up,
Just give it up.
dude.
Give it up.
iRacing would be badass if you
Yes.
could get in there with the the licensed cars and all that stuff. Because like what the W13, I think maybe the SF
23?
23 are pretty much the closest ones you're going to get to an F1 car, and you can put skins on the SF23, but you can't put skins on the W13. It
Just
was part
play
of
AMS too, bro.
Yeah, I know, but you can't
Or
race other people.
content manager. Yeah.
You
Content
know,
manager, you can simulate all that stuff, but
and there's no DRS and ERS in one car,
oh,
on iRacing, so that's kind of takes a little bit away
man.
from it.
iRacing has done as much as they can, but
100%.
they've showed you that we have the potential of making an actual F1 car that behaves like an F1 car, because that Mercedes is a
It's a
beast.
handful.
It's a handful, but that's what it's supposed to be, right? It's supposed to
100%,
be
absolutely. I don't care if
Yeah.
they just make it an A license only. Like, it wouldn't give me a reason to try to become an A to drive it.
Yeah.
I mean, I could do the
It,
W13, but
nobody's racing it.
they
It's
have like
old.
2 races a week on it on Saturday nights.
And it's
It's kind of
old.
cool. Yeah.
Yeah. They don't have the
Yeah,
updated model. They don't have teams. You're
I think
racing
they
the same
really
car.
Yeah, I
You
think
know.
EA. Yeah, that sucks. I think EA really dropped the ball last year. And with like, hey, we're changing stuff, and it was like they put lipstick on the pig. It
You
was
and your
like,
saying, bro.
bro,
Where
it's
the
just
hell
like,
is this coming from? So
Hey,
I
yeah,
mean,
it's just so I'd be surprised. I'd be shocked if this thing releases well.
yeah.
3-day
I mean,
early release, kids. Watch out.
again,
Yeah.
I want to apologize for all. That was a very, very bashy moment for the Chicane podcast against F1 games, but
You know,
Hey,
we're
straighten the
honest.
chaser.
we're just
know,
I'm
yeah.
frustrated. That's just there's one word for it. Frustration is
Mine's
where
disappointed.
this damn, bro.
Yeah, dude. I
Disappointed.
mean, like, I loved Formula Driving. That's the premier title that you're getting, and it's a shit product.
That's what brought you to sim racing. Was
Yeah.
the
When I first got into
desire?
it, all I wanted was F123 when it came out.
Uh-huh.
That lasted for about 20 minutes. Then
Yeah,
Jason got me on ACC and iRacing, and the rest is history.
yeah,
But
man. And
anyways,
AMS too. You got the content manager going.
oh yeah,
Oh yeah, no hizzy, baby.
Right. So at least it served this purpose of showing us that things are better and we have options, which is terrible. I'm so sorry for you guys. If you're a fan of F1 24 or 23 or any of the F1 games, shout it out, say it loud and proud, leave a comment below.
they do have
Flip
cool.
us off.
Yeah,
Seriously.
I mean, they do have cool, weekly challenges where you do like your fastest lap of the week at the track that the real F1 circuit is on that week, right? So you can rack and stack yourself amongst peers, your other people for that track, and you do the next one the next week.
Yeah.
That's kind of cool, but like it's still not a good sim.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, they're really
It's
dropping
close.
the ball.
They don't really have to do much other than a new tire model and suspension. And they come out with this, mark my words, everybody. They'll come out with a video showing that some engineers working on a computer and they're looking at data and they got all the cameras and stuff, and you drive and it's funny like that, bro.
One person on YouTube saying this is the Gref's thing. Bro, come on.
I mean,
you either getting it for free, or like.
I would be surprised.
Yeah.
Seriously, I would be surprised because this game is geared
to amaze me.
Yeah, the game is geared around consoles for you to.
Yeah, that's true. I'll give them that.
Play the game with a controller, and if that's all you have, then by all means play F1.
Race what you brung.
Yeah.
But if you're building a sim, and it's for F1, I would think twice.
Elsewhere.
Yeah, think twice about that.
Yeah.
Still build the sim.
I would say this. They would do a lot better if they put the energy and effort into coming out with a realistic tire and suspension model and geared it toward people with wheels and pedals on PC. There are
I
not a lot
think
of console players playing F1.
you know what the problem is, Eric?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It costs too much money for them to do that, and it's dipping into their profit because EA is a for profit, and we all know this.
Yeah, I mean them F1 licenses is not free.
I wonder what the colors are going to be this year. Is it going to be blue and red? Is it going to be black and yellow? Is it what's the color scheme this year? You know, but
Yeah, some
enough of
sad
that.
colors.
Enough of the bashing. We got like what 15 minutes worth of straight bash. Please, anybody forward this to EA if you know the CEO over there. Haven't watched this game podcast.
Yeah,
Please, and send them
yeah,
and tell them to send us an email, and we
We'll
will
help
address this for you for free off the payroll. I'll tell you what you need to do.
yeah.
Eric will tell you. Jeff will tell you. Any
Yeah.
one of us will tell you. So with that, it's that
Oh
time.
What time?
It's that time.
That time.
It's that time for track of the week. And we're back, baby. Full speed. And today, can't you
Where
can't
we
cap.
at? Where we at?
Well, let me just put it this way. I had a terrible race at Monza, and I figured we got to give it props. And that's what we're covering today, man. We're going to go over
Nice.
Autodromo di Monza, I think it's called.
Monza.
Monza. So
Well, hit us with it, buddy.
Let's get right into it.
Yes, sir.
It's been a while since we've done one of these, and I'm excited to bring it back.
This would be cool, man. This one should have plenty of history.
Yes. So that's the track as of, and we can let me just put this in shot. There we go. Look at the many changes that this thing went through. So we're just gonna do a quick glance around and see. This is a different layout. And just see how, it hasn't really, it looks like a sock.
Oh, you took the words out of my mouth.
It looks like a sock.
Oh, you took the words out of my
I'm just going to glance over real quick and then we'll go into the history and
Oh.
everything with it.
Okay, so a couple of those are interesting.
It's just there's some variations here to slow her down. You know how
Dude,
they
that
do.
thing is that I'm going to butcher it. You'll get into it before I say it.
Which one?
The Prima Ventre.
Prima Variante.
That's a death trap.
You know what that means? Prima,
death trap. That's what it
at
means.
least in Spanish means cousin, and variante means
I think what does it
varied.
mean
So
in
varied cousin.
Italian?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It should be. I bet you it's the same. We'll see. We'll find out.
I'm sure we got people that know, that listen to us. Maybe.
Oh yeah.
We'll find out. Anyways, so let me leave the track up, and we're gonna stay in 1922 because there's a reason for that being that way.
Mhm. Wow.
So Monza's history began shortly after the First World War. Here we go again.
Yep.
With war having the biggest impact on motorsport. That's crazy, isn't it?
Makes sense.
Says when the Italian motor industry was undergoing its first great ascendancy, authorities began looking for land to create a circuit to test their cars and demonstrate the rest of the world their superiority through sporting success. Gajarte and La Cagnola near Milan were initially suggestions. So they were trying to figure out where to build it, right? So they were looking at those two places. It was proposed. It says here, I kind of lost myself. Hold on. So Milan, they were initially suggesting, they got rejected. Some far-sighted visionary proposed the Royal Park at Monza at the Automobile Club of Milan. This was deemed suitable and preparations began. So a company was formed to develop the project, and I'm butchering this too. It was called the SIAS, the Società Incremento Autodromo e Sport. I just turned into an
Say that 3
Italian.
times fast.
Yeah.
Under the presidency of Silvio Crespi, agreements were made, right? And then the engineer Piero Puricelli, who began to develop many of the pioneering autostrada routes across Lombardy, and was entrusted with heading up the design. And at the time, back then, we're looking at 16 million lire. It's crazy.
Wow.
16 million. Yeah. Vincenzo Lancia and Feliz Nazaro duly turned the first side on February 26, 1922, which is the version that we're looking at here. That was the first time. Construction would only get underway for a matter of days before cons- conservationists, if I read that correctly.
Oh.
Yeah, here we go. Back
Oh,
then,
boy.
alarmed at the number of trees due to be felled. Didn't this happen in another circuit?
Yeah, Australia.
And it
Yeah.
forced it to a halt.
Yeah.
Yes,
Similar story.
they've been fighting back and forth with negotiations with Rome by the authorities, and eventually they got permission to do it. And they modified the course using as many of the existing park roads and pathways possible, which means they cut the trees down. That's basically what happened.
We're gonna tell you something, but we're just gonna do whatever we need to do. Okay.
Yeah, we waited a while,
Exactly.
and we'll talk about it, but we're doing it anyway. So,
Yeah.
anyways,
'Cause
3,500, bro, 3,500 workmen were brought in to complete construction. 300 wagons back then, and 200 trucks, and an even 3-mile temporary railway laid out
Wow.
to take out the trees, bro. 3,500 people just cutting down trees.
Dang.
And in just 110 days, the entire complex was completed. And
That's wild.
110
Oh, they were
days.
moving.
Yeah, they were trying to get that done. It was obviously important to them. The combined road and high-speed oval course, grandstands, service roads, and the other facilities were all ready for the Grand Prix. So on August 20th, three Fiats, that's what they raced, driven in turn by Nazaro, Bordino, and Solomano Giaccone and Lampiano, turned the first laps around the 6.21 mile circuit a few days ahead of an elaborate open ceremony, which saw 200 cars driven by members of the Milan Automobile Club. So they celebrated.
Wow.
They celebrated.
Dude, Milan said no. I wouldn't let them over to my track if their home city said no. I'd be like, no, go find your own track.
Yeah, man.
Go figure it out.
Go figure it out. That's it. So the early days were like the happiest times of the circus history. Italy leading the world with both cars and its facilities. The sense of celebration was to be cruelly shattered just a few years later during the 1928 Grand Prix. So let's move over. Oh, we're still in the same configuration. For reasons that never been entirely clear, the Talbot of Materassi suddenly served to the left while overtaking another car on the grandstand straight. Plowing through the barriers and into the crowd, 28 spectators killed.
Jeez, that's terrible.
And we still don't know what actually, the full story to that, but
wow.
In the 20s, yeah, almost 30 people died.
That's crazy.
So the changes were inevitable, obviously.
Yeah.
Spectator safety was improved, and by 1930, let's move over to 1930.
Same.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see much of a difference.
They put the little loop in over on the track, the pit area, maybe on the oval.
Let's see what it says here. A new configuration was created with the installation of a link road, which you're correct, Jeff, between the central straight of the road course and the eastern straight of the speed course, cutting out the north curve altogether, known as the Florio course. Right?
Oh, okay. They got it. That third one, that third configuration.
This was used in a variety of formations and in preference to the full course, but even then, tragedy was not far away. So a year later, some guy named Felipe Entancelin left the road at Lesmo Corners. Where the hell is Lesmo? This one right here. These are the corners, the Lesmo Corners. Hold on. Said,
I didn't realize it's got such a dark history. Jeez.
Yeah. Okay, sorry about that. Left the corners, and guess what, guys? He
Into the
left the,
crowd.
yep,
Oh,
careering into
golly.
another group of spectators. 3 died, including the driver itself, and another 14 were injured.
Dang.
Terrible, man.
So then after that, they're gonna call this Black Sunday. And listen to this, guys. On 1933, on the south curve of the speed circuit, Giuseppe Campari P3. You find that on the map. It's here. It's this is in Italian. I don't know. It's a final corner. Let's just call it that.
Okay.
Okay.
Alfa Romeo and Bocconin Borrachini, Maserati slid off an oil laid down the previous lap by a competitor. Both were killed instantly. Then,
Jeez.
Dang.
then later the same day, Count Stanislaw, I can't say his last name, overturned on the south curve and caught fire. The Polish driver died in an ensuing blaze. Those events led to the virtual abandonment of the combined and speed courses in the following years. Further variations of Florian road course being preferred after one last Italian Grand Prix and the original course in early 1938.
Man.
So we jumped over here.
Yeah.
So then war happens, right? Because we're in the midst of this stuff. It says under plans drawn by engineer Aldo Di Rionzo, the black oval course was demolished altogether and a new Grand Prix course was devised. This saw the installation of a new Vialone curve and an extended back straight, which led into 2 sharp right. This is in 1938 that this happened. 2 sharp right-handers and a complete lap head back-to-back, straight to finish. Changes were also made to the 2 Lesmo corners, which are these guys over here, and bypassing the Curva Grande was installed at the behest of Pirelli. So let me just summarize this for you guys. A bunch of facilities got upgraded. The new grandstand, they upgraded the seating to 2,000 people. But then the war happened, and new improvements were never tried in anger, I guess. All racing activities seized at Monza. Buildings were used for various purposes during the war, including safe storage of public automobile registry archives, and even as pens for the animals removed from the Milan Zoo. So they used it as an escape, or like a storage, or like a shelter, I guess, for
Yeah, that's probably
animals.
the best word.
Yeah.
Yeah. So in April 1945, let me see if here's the course changed significantly.
Yo, they like
Man.
their speed, huh?
Yeah,
Man.
it kept it simple. The grandstand straight was host of a parade allied armored vehicle, which broke up the track surface. A little later, large areas were used for storage of military vehicles and war surplus, mainly in the southern part of the circuit. Besides the track, the pits, buildings, and stands also suffered, and by war ends, little remained that was usable. So it got jacked up. So at the beginning of 1948, that's why it looks like this. Again, the Milan club completed a restoration on it.
Oh,
With
Milan
its,
decided to help out this time.
yeah, the circus was re-dyed in a very short time frame. In less than 2 months, the facilities were restored, and the
Wow.
improvements of 1938 could finally be used, like, as they were used originally. So let's move over to 1955. We're gonna get through this, guys. So it's a big history with this track. By 1955, ambitions had grown further, and plans were put into place to recreate the high-speed bank circuit. This roughly followed the course of 1922 original, save for the south curve, which was set closer to the pit straight. The new high-speed loop was built on reinforced concrete pillars rather than earth banks, and cut through the Vedano course, necessitating a new final parabolic curve, just like 1922. So the full 6.21 mile course circuit was used in the Italian Grand Prix in 1955 and 1956 through the 60s up to 61. So move over here. We're here in this generation. The high-speed track, in addition to numerous records attempted by cars and motorcycles, was used in 1957 and 58. The Monza 500 races open to Indianapolis cars with two World Trophy offered by as prized by the Monza City Administration. So let's look at 1959. Saw the Sias group I mentioned earlier introduce a new short course for the popular junior single seat categories called Pista Junior. So I don't know why it's not on here, but it's probably this
probably
right
just that
here.
quick little oval.
Yeah, right here, over here. Pista Junior. Tragedy once again in 1961. Grand Prix for the last time on the full course. During the second lap, the Ferrari of Wolfgang von Trips and Lotus of Jim Clark tangled in the braking area of Parabolica, which is right here, sending the German's car into the air and rolling across the spectator zone. Von Trips, 10 spectators dead.
Jeez, again.
Damn.
Yeah. A disaster largely, dude, I would be crazy. It'd be crazy for you to go and watch this race.
Bro, the body count on this track
Yeah.
is crazy.
Yeah, we're over 50 bodies right now just on spectators.
Man.
The disaster largely spelled the end for the full circuit with this bank course. Grand Prix races thereafter only ran the road course, although it was used for Monza 1,000 kilometers, whatever. Prototype and Grand Touring from 1965 to 1969. Okay. Starting in 66, there were 2 permanent chicanes at the entrance to the bank curve, and the courses were 100 meters long. Where is that chicane? Over here? Somewhere. Yeah. Find it.
They say there's a couple on there.
Yeah. So they made changes, and in 1970, they made another change to the configuration. They made the sports car switch to the road course, basically what they were racing on. So in 72, let's jump over to 72, and they added chicanes here.
Yeah, we're starting to get to one be what it looks like today.
Yeah, so I'm going to summarize because it's a lot of history, guys. But eventually they made these chicane was introduced in the grandstand. Slightly clumsy, slow-speed flick just before the entrance of the junior circuit. The track also increased by length by 109 yards. And in 73, there was another Black Sunday. During the first lap of the 250cc GP, a collision at Curva Grande, which is this one right here, which is a fast corner, very fast. There was another collision between the deaths of both Jarno Cernin and Renzo Pasolini. So after that, they canceled the race, but more tragedy arrived 40 days later in a junior race with 3 gentlemen riders fell and were fatally injured at the same point. Then in 1981, we're skipping to 81, the 80s here, which the track kept changing to try to make it safe, but
just trying to slow them down.
That's like the common thing, right? Why chicanes were placed.
Except the Australia track, they took all that stuff out to make it go faster. Only in Australia.
This one was a motorcycle accident and was transferred elsewhere. That happened in the juniors. No one died, thankfully. So, well, I'm gonna skip over to 94. The 1994 season forced further changes on many circuits in the wake of the death of Ayrton Senna. Monza was no different. The second Lesmo curve was tightened, reducing speed considerably, while the following year further changes were made to increase safety at key spots. Curva Grande was realigned with its new radius some 12 meters further to the inside that previously greatly enlarging the runoff area. De La Roggia's chicane was also brought further forward in the lap by 50 meters, while the two curves, the Lesmo curves, which are these guys, were realigned some 15 meters further inside the circuit perimeter. Sadly, these changes also involved the demolition of Lesmo grandstands, removing a fantastic viewing spot once and for all. But so many people died here, man.
I know, right?
Yeah.
So to recap here, the final changes involved in rebuilding the first chicane in the summer of 2000. The new almost triangular hairpin combination providing a new overtaking point, but doing little to alleviate the traditional first lap carnage, which is still like that. It's still a carnage at this track.
To this date.
Yeah, if anything, the tighter, slower combination of curves might actually have made it worse. So, following a disastrous 2009 World Superbike event where riders were toppled like dominoes and shallower slip roads was built for bike racing, which eased the problem somewhat, which that's what kind of actually this is the same layout.
Yeah.
So this is what we're looking at today. It kind of got shortened. It used to be 6.1 and it got shortened to 5.7. But on all three versions. But yeah, that's Monza. The first video game to feature Monza was a game called Endurance. It doesn't say what console it was, but it's something called the CPC and a spec. If you know what those consoles are, probably some PC stuff. But yeah, that's what I have on Monza. We could look at the map here on an aerial shot if it lets me do it. But this is the track here and its surroundings. It's not the best looking thing. But you know the drill. That's track of the week.
Yes, sir.
Let's get back to the Chicane podcast and wrap up here.
Oh, yeah.
So, what do you guys think of Monza? Like, what's the first thing you think when you get on this track?
Ferrari.
Please let me survive this first chicane.
The first chicane.
Just let me get past the first chicane.
The breaking point is a lot sooner, especially with the amount of draft that you get when you're racing.
It's the worst.
You have to.
It's the worst combination. You got cold tires with a whole lot of draft.
Right.
And I mean that chicane, it's not slight. It's
no.
Like full, like hard, almost like greater than 90-degree turn.
Yeah, man.
Dude, here's to put it in perspective. When F1 has their start, there's about a third of the field that goes through that chicane. And those are the best in the world.
Yeah.
What do you think us idiots in iRacing are going to do? We ain't got a chance.
Yeah, man. That was if you watch my stream today, you will know what happened on the first corner, which was it wasn't that bad, but I came to a complete halt, meaning I had to stop in front of the car, like behind the car in front of me, which is crazy, to get out the way. But yeah, a lot of people went off track to avoid the carnage, which is the smartest thing, honestly. Yeah, you deal with the penalty later, but we don't want to wreck nobody on the first lap. On endurance race too is what we did today. But hey guys, track of the week. That's it for this week on track of the week. Sorry, that was a little lengthy, but I had to give it the respect that it earned. A lot of people passed away there, and hopefully that all the changes that they made throughout the course of almost an entire century, hopefully we fixed the problem or we made it somewhat safe. But it's time for roundtable. Anything we forgot, and I will put this out right now. Yuki Tsunoda is replacing Liam Lawson just after 2 races.
He gone.
Yeah,
I want to listen. I want to hear Jeff. I
All
want to
right.
hear him.
All right.
Let's hear it.
I'm gonna say I got a hot take here. I know we've been going for a minute, but I got something to say here. Yuki Tsunoda is an average F1 driver.
Mm.
I did some studying. What's Yuki Tsunoda's average finish?
Right. In a
Okay.
lesser car, sure.
I'd still say that Yuki Tsunoda's average finish is 13.8. 14th position is Yuki Tsunoda's average finish.
Right.
That means there's only 6 people behind him.
Well, I'll
And
tell you
average
what.
is 4 people ahead of him.
Yuki Tsunoda is going to his hometown track in Suzuka,
He's
Japan,
gonna be
which
a
happens to
freaking
be
legend.
which in a Red Bull, right? In a team in a high performance Honda powered, let's get it right. You know, you can call it whatever you want. You can call it the Red Bull engine. You can call it the Netherlands engine. It has a Japanese engine behind under the hood.
Yeah, you just
got
can't
a big
call it
H
slow.
on it. It's got a big old H on it. So I don't know. Maybe that'll help inspire him. Like, yo, I'm on my home track. I'm in one of the baddest cars on the, you know.
Yo, here's a hot take for Yuki. If he doesn't get in the points, he could be done F1 for his career at the end of the season. There's nowhere for him to go. He's not going back to the JV team.
No, because they'll just get rid of Lawson and put Yuki in there because Yuki's performing. He qualified 5th place. He was 2/10 under Max Verstappen in a lesser car. Let that sink in.
Yeah, and they did some poor strategy that really hurt the Red Bulls or the Cash App Red Bulls.
His result can be a result of the team failing him too. There's so many things with this, and the cool thing is that we're actually on time because the race doesn't happen until April.
By the
time you watch this, it'll still be relevant. So I had to take the opportunity to put that.
And I got to give my man Kimi Antonelli some props here. What are 2 drives for the rookie? And we'll say 18-year-old.
He's a baby. He's not even old enough to drink yet, but he's driving a freaking
$1 billion car out of that thing.
I don't know how much. So, all right. So, okay, we kind of went over predictions, right? Jeff, Eric, anything else?
Just wanted to put out that GT7 had an update. They released some cars, 3 cars. Only one of them is remotely interesting. The Aston Martin Vantage 2018.
Ooh.
It's nice.
Not a sports car, but a sweet looking car.
Yeah, nice road car. If GT7 has some open world something, that'd be awesome. But yeah. Aside of that, nothing else really major.
All right.
No F1 this week, like you said, and to everybody get jumping in the sim this week, drive fast and brake late.
I had to give it to you, man. I need you to. I'm
getting back on it. I'm getting back on it. I won't need prompting anymore.
Yeah, man. So it's always great to be here, guys. Sorry about the lengthy Monza. I know I went a little extra, but I had to give it the honors. It's great to be here. We are reaching our 50th episode here, which is a massive milestone for a podcast. It is one of the biggest milestones for us. So thank you so much for your support up until this day. That includes Jeff, Eric, and everybody watching and listening. Please have a great start of your week. Thank you.